Hello, everyone. I am here not to be a dinosaur man, but to cure cancer. Wait, I did that wrong. I did that very wrong. Soren, what are you doing? I don't want to cure cancer. I want to turn people into dinosaurs. I don't know why I'm doing this at the bit. Oh yeah, oh wait, I know why. These stories suck. God. This is Dark Symphony 777 with 2 fanfiction reviews. A link to the stories will be in the description below. Please like the video, subscribe to the channel, click on that bell for notifications, leave a comment in the comment section below on your thoughts on the story, and finally, this is my opinion. My opinion is not indicative of everyone in the world, so please respect that. So, the first story I'm gonna do a review of is, honestly, it's like almost 10:30 where I'm at. I first off, this video is not gonna be long. I wouldn't be surprised if it gets past like 10 minutes. Unless I like messing around. But also the fact these stories are just both these stories are just not good. Okay, I need to focus. Tale of Vesperia, Royal Engagement by Heroes 1202. What is this story? I mean, this is probably the better story of the two. Because at least I can understand what's going on. Oh no, we'll get to the other one in a bit. What is the plot? Well, this is another one of those stories that needs absolute context. You need to play Tales of Vesperia to understand what the hell is going on. I have Steam library sharing with my friend, and he has Tales of Vesperia, and I have not played it yet, so I don't know what's going on in this plot in the game. But in the context of this story, everyone, they save the world. It's typical RPGs. It's always like some minor issues and then save the world at the end, because that's how most RPGs go, unless you're like the Atelier games, where the plot of those games are usually like, here's like 500 gold, open a store and make me a potion. And that's it. So the two main characters, Estelise, I think that's how you pronounce it, and Yuri, have to get a shotgun wedding. Why specifically a shotgun wedding? Well, that is because partway through chapter 1, they reveal that, hey, the people we kind of work so hard to unite against the evil. Since there's no more evil, people are kind of just like, they may fight each other again, so they kind of like have to deal with this. So they agree, well, we'll get the leader of the royals, which is Esteliar, and the leader of the fuck if I know what these guys. Ah shit! No! I grabbed the wrong thing! I grabbed the wrong. You know what? We're keeping it in. I don't care. I don't care. I don't care. I don't care. I grabbed the dang screen by accident. Okay. They agree to do a shotgun wedding because both factions, the royals and I think the guilds, they're completely just falling apart from like a friendship sort of thing, like working together because they defeat the bad guys. Thus, there's no reason for them to unite. So they take the leader of the most prominent member of the guild, Yuri, and the most prominent member of the Empire, Esteliar. It's like, we're gonna need to marry you effective immediately in order to basically make sure that the fighting between both groups they stop. And both of them just agrees, like, you know what, we'll do it. We kind of care about each other. Let's just do it. Thus, the story basically is just setting up a wedding, then a wedding, and it's like, okay, that's fine enough. I mean, 13,000 stories. I mean, sure, it'd be rushed, but at least I can understand in the context of the story why it would be rushed. To specifically say it's specifically a shotgun wedding, which is by definition a very rushed wedding. So yeah, I can understand the whole like rushing through the whole thing. And I thought, okay, it's fine enough. It's just basically them. Like chapter 1, they propose the idea. Chapter 2, uh, they're just trying to figure out if they do love each other. They realize they love each other. Chapter 3 is just them their friends just delivering invitations to everyone. And chapters 4 and 5, this basically just the wedding and them doing their vows. And then I didn't even read it because I just fucking lost it at chapter 5. You want to know why? Here's chapter 4. It's just basically standard, the invites were sent, the wedding set up, they do the whole here comes the bride thing. Okay, there's nothing more. It's just, got some typical wedding stuff. It's fine. And then comes at the end of chapter 4, the doors to the chapel just blow up. And in come every single prominent villain from Tales of Vesperia just to say, I want my revenge. I'm just fucking laughing at that. It's like, okay, so you're doing a romance story. You set up on this wedding, just to be a simple wedding, you wouldn't be nothing. No, let's just have the finale of the story just be a gigantic clusterfuck fight. Oh, it's just so good. I couldn't take the story seriously once I read this. I didn't even get through chapter 5 because it's just it turned so sideways. I just couldn't take the dang thing seriously. like like I get a little bit into chapter 5. It's like, okay, so they're like all the bad guys have like some collars that are keeping them alive, and apparently some of them like they're being mind controlled or something like that. It's something to do with that, but it's just so out of the blue. It's like, nope, no, I checked out. They got married. The end. I could. Okay, I'm sorry. I'm still not done with this. So, character-wise, they're very basic. Again, this is more the consequence of how the story is structured as a shotgun wedding. So, there's not really much to say in terms of the characters. Plus, the fact that this story is trying to basically tell you you're gonna need to actually play the game in order to understand these two characters. Otherwise, if you don't, then you don't know anything because in the context of this story, they don't have any character growth. They don't have a character arc. They have a character, but it's very bare bones. Again, expecting you to have played the game in order to understand what's going on here. That's fine. Sure, I haven't played Tales of Vesperia, but I can understand, that's what the author was going for. Grammar-wise, I didn't see anything wrong with the grammar-wise. Pacing-wise, I mean, yeah, the ridiculous last random fight at the end of the story aside, it is paced perfectly well with the story it's trying to tell. It's deliberately not trying to go for a very long story. It's very much set up as we need to get this done now. No, wait, we need to get this done last week. So everyone has to rush. So it makes sense why the pacing of the story is so very fast, except at the end again with the fight, because it's a fight, so you're gonna have to at least slow it down a bit, even if it's still very fast paced. It's just you kind of dial it back a little bit, so I can understand that. But still, why? There's no logical reason to have the random this is just a random ass fight between all the previous bad guys which are alive somehow and all the main characters, and you can't this is something you can't really tell in one chapter. If it was a single bad guy, maybe I don't know if any of them were might be ambiguously alive. He can just come in and say, I say nay to this union, and you can just have a little fight. It's not until Yuri defeats me in a battle. Yeah, good. Yeah, good. Yeah, good. And of course Yuri win, and then you get the wedding, and then yada. I don't think the idea is bad. I just think the fact that the fight ends in just a clusterfuck is just hilarious. It is. But like I said, this is the better of the two stories. What about the other story? Careless Way to Love by the Death Dreamer. What even is this story? I'm rubbing my eyes right now because I'm trying to figure out how I'm going to word this story. This word salad of a story. This complete dumpster fire of a story. What is the plot of Careless Way to Love? I wish I could tell you because I don't even fucking know. I literally read to the first 3 chapters and I couldn't even tell you what the plot is. I can't tell you what the characters are or how any character development or how they act or any character arcs, however small. I can't tell you that. Why? Because this story is a textbook definition on what happens when you decide to say, fuck the logic, I just want to rush. This is a massively rushed, hurried, like, like completely nothing story. I can't, okay, if I had to guess, some things on the plot, it has, okay, the parents of Yuki Masato and Nishihiko Maki, they're kind of weirdly working together to prevent them from continuing to compose music. All right, that's something. And so they do the whole arranged marriage deal. All right, that's something. But then nothing about the plot makes sense because everything's completely contradictory because everything's rushed through. I couldn't even figure out heads or tails of what direction the story was going or what's even happening to advance the plot because everything's just kind of haphazardly moving around like a like a foosball table or something like that. It's just I don't I can't even I gave up on the story once I read the 3 chapters and it's I couldn't if I at least had some semblance on what this story is about, it's okay, maybe I can figure something out to say, but I can't because the pacing is just so rushed and so hurried that it just completely blows everything away. Other stories I criticize for pacing, at least I could figure out the plot. At least I could say, you know, okay, the ideas aren't really as good because the story is rushed through. But this is so rushed through that I can't even figure out what's just anything what's happening. I can't. Like, okay, okay, if we talk about grammar, okay, grammar's fine. Pacing, yeah. What do you think is wrong with the story? It's the pacing. I can't even stretch this anymore. I don't even have the guts to stretch talking about this anymore. So I'm gonna end it here. Would I recommend these stories? Hell no. Uh, maybe if you're a big Yuri Estelle fan, if you like their relationship, yeah, it's rushed, but at least again, in this story's context, it makes sense to be rushed. Favorite part? Don't have a favorite part. Don't even have a favorite part. Well, what do I do to fix it? Honestly, with row engagement, just reduce the number of people barging into the chapel from literally all the bad guys to one bad guy. Have it just be a simple duel between Yuri and the guy. Yuri wins. There you go. Or if you want, you just get rid of the whole battle thing at the end and just have the story end with them kissing. Yeah. But this, I don't even know where to start. The simplest way I can probably fix it would be just slow the story down. Just massively slow the story down. I can't even tell what else could be fixed because the pacing is just that horrendous that I can't even work with anything else besides saying that. So yeah, that is these two stories. This has been Dark Symphony 777, and cut.